Hello guys and welcome to this sidestep tier list. This is like, in my opinion, actual fact because I actually went through and test all these guys. Okay, there's a few that I didn't test, but here you guys go. I'll show you guys demonstration on how I tested and then you guys just see what you guys think. Okay, so these guys are bottom tier and these guys are up tier. These guys count. The only character that doesn't count is Notice and Eliza. These are the only two I couldn't test because I didn't have them. So for the most part, these big body characters are kind of hard to describe because they're just big and you just hit them. Eddie's also one of those characters where he just moves left and right and he's gonna get hit regardless of which way he steps. And then Akuma and Yoshimitsu are those two characters that after a -3 from Anna and she does a tracking move that is tracking to to clockwise, still catches them. So I put them in that tier list and I'll demonstrate to you right now. Okay, so this is the option that I use to see who was bottom tier list, right? And anyone that got hit with this going this way was bottom tier list, and that was Yoshimitsu, Akuma, and the rest of the big gangs. And yeah, and then the next group of players, let's just use Law, why not? I mean, I got a bunch of them, but yeah, the next group of guys here, Law's right here. This next group of guys could avoid that option there, could avoid the down 4-1-2. They can avoid this going the same way, the tracking way. However, if you add 2 frames onto that, which is a from -3 to -1, now they cannot actually avoid this. Yeah. And this applies to all those characters that were on that sheet, including Ling Xiaoyu. If people don't want to believe me, I'm going to show you right now. Ling Xiaoyu, one of the most elusive characters in the game, has a very bad sidestep along with these guys. I mean, there's a lot of them actually, you know. There's more people in this group than any other group, so she doesn't really have that bad of a sidestep because the majority probably is. Okay, I guess it's not the majority, but yeah, I was actually shocked myself when Ling was not able to sidestep this. Yes, she's not able to sidestep this. Oh, there you go. But if from a perfect angle, she's not able to sidestep this. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Okay, so she falls into that D tier list for sidestepping. Okay, and then the next tier up is Mr. Geese Howard. Yes, this group is very iffy because they're hard to describe because the way I test it is they could either be up here or down here. I mean, they're not down here, but for sure they could probably be up here as well. But the problem is that the way I test it, it's very hard because it's coming off from a move that has a continuous string that leaves them at 0, but then I have to press up 4-1 as fast as I can afterwards, and sometimes she goes into sidestep. But anyways, with that said, Geeshauer is one of those tier C sidestep players where you could sidestep this very easily. I say very easily, but then I get hit. Yeah, like I said, there's only 1 frame difference here, so if you press it a little bit slow, you're gonna get hit. So yeah, so you know that Geese's sidestep is very close to, they're very close to this group here because with like 1 frame difference probably you're gonna get hit. And then I'll show you as I do a 0 frame, he's really gonna get hit. So in other words, after this on block, on block it goes to 0, and from here Geese no longer can sidestep this option here. So yeah, with just 1 frame difference from a down 4-1 to a that option there, down 4-3-1 and 3-2 goes to 0 frame from +1 from -1 to 0. So yeah, and that makes a big difference, you know. So yeah, so let's see here. This next group, all these players, all these characters, I've tested all of them, and they all fall under this category because primarily of that move that I just showed you, and they are able to escape it. But then they all can't go past the next one, so that's why they're all in the same category. So what happens here is, if I do down 4 3 1 into up 4 1, these characters here can easily sidewalk up 4 1. However, they all fall in the category as if you go to if you do a standing 1, you get +1 frame. So that's 1 frame difference. So it's not a huge deal, but it's 1 frame difference, and they no longer can walk this. Yeah, and all of them are in the same boat. But the problem here is that I'm guessing that they all are in the same boat because there's nothing in between 1 frame and 0. You know, so that's why I put them in the same group. Okay, and then the last 2 characters are just characters that are out of this world, and they're not human. Of course they're not. They're robots. Look, robot and another robot. Okay, this robot is super cheap. Let's be realistic here. Sidestep and sidewalk is different, so I'm going to show you something real quick. Let's just go like this. At +1 from Anna, she could still sidestep this. Easily sidestep, right? And then Anna has this +2 frame move. This is kind of tricky, like I said, because if they go to crouch, it's a little bit tricky. You can still sidewalk this, sidestep, literally sidestep. But then this one, she no longer can sidestep it. She has to sidewalk this. So what happens if you sidestep? This is +4. So at +4, Elisa can no longer sidestep it, but she could still sidewalk it, which is very interesting, right? I mean, I don't think it's interesting. I think most people probably know this. If you press fast enough, you should be able to sidewalk this. I can't show you because I can't do it. Stop jumping, Elisa. There you go. Yeah, so you could sidewalk this. You can't sidestep, like you can't just tap one time. You have to actually tap, double tap on that in order for that to go through. And if you don't, she will get hit like I showed you. And Lily is in a class of her own. Yes. You know, if there were more, I mean, it's funny because it's like this. These guys at these guys are way down, right? They're like literally -3 or more. And then these guys are like, if you got a -1, like if Anna did a down 4-1, so it's -1, you can't even move anymore still, these group here. But that was -1. These guys were like at -3-ish, so that's like 2 frames here, right? Now these guys are like 1 frame above these guys. So and then these guys are like 1 frame above these guys. But from Elisa, literally at like -5, maybe -5. I want to say -4 because I didn't try a -5 move. I don't really have one, so yeah. So at -4 compared to 0, they can move at 0, but they can't move at +1, right? So +4 to 0, that's 4 frame difference. So Elisa has at least 4 frames better a sidewalk than these characters here. It's really crazy. And then the god, or the robot god, she can move even like at +7. It's so stupid. I mean, I can't even test how much further it will go, you know, because I don't have like a +8 move. Or maybe I do actually. I have Anna has a rage drive that puts her into crouch though. I don't know if that's gonna affect her up 4-1. If it does affect her up 4-1, it kind of sucks because that means that it's not a true option of plus. Anyways, it doesn't say that it's that plus anyway, so let's not even go there. So let's just show you guys this last character here who has an amazing step ability. So as I showed you before with Elisa, at this point here, she could still sidestep this, and I'm saying sidestep, not even sidewalk yet. This is so unfair, right? Like, why? This is stupid. And then plus 6 actually capped her sidestep, so it's good. That's what makes me... Oh no, it doesn't. She could still sidestep it. I lied. It was the next one up. So at plus 6, she could still sidestep this. It's so stupid. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So I got a plus 7 frame move here. This option here actually finally prevents her from doing a side step. I couldn't show you that because I pressed it too slow yet, but so here if you tap side step, now you're gonna get hit all the time unless you do a side walk. Dude, it's so much plus that I can't even press anything. You see that? Every time now, if I try to side step, I'll get hit. But if she side walk, she can actually still get away from here. It's stupid, right? If your finger is fast enough, you can still side walk this. But you have to press it really fast because you want to get the side walk option. Yeah, so it's really stupid, and honestly, I just don't know if there's any tracking move that... I'm talking about like semi-tracking move. Like this is not like fully tracking, so it's semi-tracking and it tracks that way. So I don't know if there's any options where Lily cannot walk, because at plus 7 and you throw out a 13 frame move that tracks, that's like a 6 frame tracking move, and she still gets away from it. That's ridiculous, right? So yeah, that pretty much concludes it, you know. And here's the look at the list again. So if you think about it, at plus 4 ish, Elisa could still sidewalk it, but she can't sidestep it. At plus 7, Lily falls into that same category where Elisa was at plus 4. But at 0 frames and she goes for 13, this group could barely sidewalk it, and then at minus 1 or at plus 1 they can't anymore. So let's just say like at plus 7 frames, like it feels... My point is this: Lily feels like if you're playing Lily and you're playing against a person who's gonna use a tracking move like that, you literally have plus 7 frame advantage compared to like these guys. And then 8, 9, 10, you have 10 more frame advantage compared to these guys. Just thinking about that makes me wonder, like, how much more can she step? I know the thing is some character has really good tracking moves, right? Like Jin's crouch dash 2, where Lily cannot even step because it tracks from all the way from the back, right? So my point is that if you actually just go like this, tracking moves like that can... See, these kind of tracking moves are okay. But if you have moves that are not this tracking, then you're screwed, right? Like you have to literally have tracking moves like this. These are homie moves, but my point is you have to have a tracking move like that Jin attack right there in order to hit her. And if you don't, she's just gonna walk all over you and pretty much... this is a good example. I think this 4-4-2 has less tracking move. So let's go this. Okay. See? If you sidestep, you will get hit. Oh, actually, I didn't even get hit. Yeah, so it's really ridiculous. That's 43 damage. I just want to see what the... Whoa. Yeah, so it's ridiculous. My point is, not a lot of characters gonna step that, but yeah, that character right there needs to have her sidestep nerf, or you know, I feel like if there's a really strong player that plays Lily, my gosh, how hard it will be to win against a player like that, right? A character like that, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to say some stuff about that, and yeah, if you guys don't believe me, you guys can go test it out yourself. And yeah, this literally is the true thing that I've tried out. Except for these group down here, like I said, they're very dependent on how you do it, because you have to have a character that really has a move that falls in a slower time frame for these guys to really test their skills. But then these group up here, they're pretty much exactly what I just show you guys. So yeah, alright, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, Lily, that's sidestep. See you guys, bye bye, thank you for watching.